Colleagues, I understand there's some people outside signing the attendance register, so I'm just going to give them a moment or two to find their ways inside. So we're going to proceed with the meeting. So I declare the Standing Committee on Police Oversight, Community Safety and Cultural Affairs and Sport open. I'm going to allow first of all, the members and the department officials just to introduce themselves. I would like to remind everyone in the meeting that this meeting is occurring under the rules of the Western Cape Provincial Parliament. And also would notice that two of our members that were caught with bad flu have joined us online. So welcome to them as well. We've missed you. So I'm Thomas Walters. I'm the chairperson of the committee. I can start here on my left.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, members, all departmental officials and members of the public. My name is Wendy Kaiser-Philander and I'm a member of this committee.
Good morning, Chair, members of the Parliament, officials, the public. I'm Anita Stevens and I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Greetings, Chairperson, members of the committee, officials of the committee, sorry, and members of the public as well. I'm Aisha Kasim and I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
I can ask the members online just to introduce yourselves as well.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Benedicta van Minnens, and I'm a member of this committee. And I just want to say thank you for indulging me with a virtual link. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and everyone. My name is Rachel van Vogel.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. I'm Memory Boyson. I'm a member of this committee.
Thank you very much. If I can ask the department, if you can just introduce yourself, starting on my right.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, members and members of the public. My name is Carol van Wyk. I'm the Chief Director, Cultural Affairs. Thank you. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members, and good morning, all the public that's joining us today. My name is Cecilia Sani. I am the Director for Library Service.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Good morning, all the members of public. I'm Peter Ihu. I'm Deputy Director in Library Service.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Good morning, members of the public. My name is Carmen Lucas, and I'm a Deputy Director for the Western Cape Library Service.
Good morning, Chair, members and members of the public. My name is Ronelle Maton. I'm from the Provincial Library Service, Deputy Director.
Greetings, Chair, and greetings to everyone present. My name is Shanaz Seria. I'm a state law advisor in the Department of the Premier, and I'm advising the department. Thank you.
And just before I proceed with the meeting, there was a request that found its way to me in the front that some people might want to have the fans turned off. Are you happy with the fans as it is? Any complaints? Right, so it remains on. So just to give background from my side before we proceed with the process, we are going to first have the department do a presentation, a brief presentation as to what the bill is all about. Then I'm going to allow members of the public, and please indicate by hand when we get to that point, indicate by hand who wants to make submissions, and I will give each member of the public 5 minutes to make a submission to the committee. And then the department will get the opportunity to respond to those. I'd like to emphasize that the committee is not at the stage yet where we're actually deliberating on the bill. What we are doing at the moment is listening. That's what we are doing. This is what the point of a public hearing is. It's to listen to the inputs, take our notes. The meeting is getting recorded, and then we'll take those submissions from the public under consideration when we get to the bill itself. But very briefly from my side, this is a committee that seems to all consist out of readers. And we all are very, very keen to have the reading culture in the Western Cape to be a point of pride for the province. I think one of our provincial ministers used the phrase, people who read lead. So that's what we want to see for our people in the Western Cape. Essentially, from the way the committee understands the bill, there's two main reasons why we are also pushing this to be concluded, that it doesn't drag out into following years. One is that the existing way that the province was supporting municipalities and libraries, with the new approach by SARS, there's a risk that they will interpret the support that the province gives to libraries, that there's a risk that they will try to tax that, which means less money for libraries. So that's one of the reasons there's a time urgency that we get that a legal relationship entrenched. That doesn't happen, so that we have more resources for libraries. So there's a financial approach, but it's also a framework to assist the province to create a strategy that speaks to the reading culture that I was referring to. So this is one of those bills where I think everyone concerned can do some good for our people. And I'm looking forward to the inputs from the members of the public. But with those words, over to the department for some brief introduction of the bill.
Good morning once again, and thank you so much for coming today. We really appreciate it. My name is Cecilia, so I'm with the Provincial Library Service. So the Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport, we are the ones responsible for providing a public library service in the Western Cape province. And we do this through the assistance of the municipalities. So the bill was printed out for everyone and my presentation, but we're much more interested in your input. So I'm going to give a very brief summary. I'm not going to follow the presentation if that's all right with everyone. But just to quickly say that we have 375 library service points across the province currently. There's 39 mini libraries of the blind. Our department is responsible for giving the internet access at 229 public libraries currently and rolling it out further. We procure the books and provide the books. We've got a stock of close to 6 million books in the province, and it's worth at about 480 million rand. So our aim as a department is to encourage reading, lifelong learning, and library usage amongst communities. So with that, we're tabling this bill. It replaces the ordinance of 1981. Okay, so basically what this legislation does, it consolidates the decades-long cooperation and co-funding between the province and the municipality.
Sorry,
Yes.
I just want to interrupt. It's again an error of my side. Colleagues, there is a translation service available, and the isiXhosa translation is on channel 6, if anyone needs that. So just keep in mind, if you look at the channels in front of you on these speakers, you can find a translation for anyone that struggles to follow. My apologies for interrupting you. I should have mentioned that earlier.
Okay. So, all right. So what this bill does, it legalizes the current way, the cooperation and the intergovernmental arrangements that we have, the way that we've currently working and that we have been working over decades. So the main purpose of this bill is to regulate the provision of public library service in the province. And then it also, the bill indicates the responsibility of the MEC. It indicates the responsibility of the head of department. And it also indicates the functions and responsibilities of the public library administrators. Now, the public library administrators are mostly municipalities, but we also have NGOs and other organizations that actually manage libraries in our province. Then the bill also provides for the registration of public libraries. So any new service point that wants to be developed or at the municipality or through another organization must be registered with our department. The reason that we register all public libraries is so that we can add it to be able to distribute our resources effectively, which are the books, the internet access, know that there's staff to train, and so on. So each new library service point will be registered with our department, and then we'll put it out on all our communication channels to say there's a new library service point in our province. Then the bill determines the functions after it's registered of the public library administrators. And the bill doesn't change the way we're working. So the public library administrators, which are the municipalities mostly, will continue doing the day-to-day running, the appointment, recruitment, the management of staff, looking after the safety of the books, the equipment, the premises. So it's those functions, and it's stipulated in the bill. Then what's also very important, what this bill does, which the ordinance does not do, which we're replacing, it allows for the service to be assigned. So what this means is that currently the municipalities are performing all these functions through agreements that we're signing with them, but it's not legally or formally assigned to them. So by this enables us to legally say the functions that you are doing, we're legally giving it over to you. And as the chair mentioned in the opening, this will also then means that none of the funds that we give to municipalities can be vetted in any way. All right, there we go. Then what must be noted about the assignment is that we will do it individually with each municipality, and it's a 3-year agreement. It's not forever. So for each 3 years, we will relook at the agreement. The agreement will say, okay, municipality, this is your function. Okay, department, this is our function. And this is the funding arrangements that goes with this assignment agreement. Then the bill also speaks to the closing of libraries. So if a library is going to be closed, the bill asks that the minister is informed 90 days ahead of the closing of the public library. If the library is going to be closed for more than 60 days due to natural disaster or renovation or anything like that, the bill also asks that the department is informed because that will impact our equipment and our books, and that we know that the community is currently not receiving a service from that library service point. Then the bill also speaks to the creation of regulations. So there are regulations with the current ordinance that we have. We're updating the regulations. The regulations will speak to things such as, where's my notes? The registration of libraries, the safekeeping of the books, what happens to the books when the library closes. It's just more the day-to-day things between us and the municipalities, how it works. So these regulations will be published after the bill is promulgated. And what the regulations does is it guides the administrators as well. And we actually write these regulations with the municipal library managers. So it's a cooperative to make sure that we all know exactly what we need to do. Then lastly, also the bill just allows for the legal things like the legal delegation. So the minister may delegate to the head of department, who may delegate to the department. And then it repeals the old legislation of 1981, except for 2 regulations of the current regulations which have financial implications, which will not repealed until the new regulations are in place. So that's a very short overview of the bill. Through your comments to us, you're very welcome to any clarification on matters I might not have addressed. But yeah, thank you very much.
I can have an indication from members of the public by hand as to who wants to make a submission. Is there anyone who wants to speak or make a submission from the members of the public? It's your moment now. And there's shyness by the looks of it. So, okay, I'm going to give it a moment. I'm wondering whether we shouldn't put out an award for the first person to make a submission. Okay, the lady there in the back, so you have 5 minutes to speak to the committee. So can I ask you to come and speak in one of the microphones that we have it on record?
Actually, I have a few questions for the director. How are you distributing the books amongst the libraries?
Any other inputs? Is that all, ma'am?
No, I just wanted her to answer so that I can.
Okay, but before we have a dialogue, ask all your questions.
Okay.
We start
reason for my question is, recently my daughter accompanied a grade 5 learner to go to the library to ask to borrow some books to help her with her homework, but there was nothing that could help her with her homework. We had to use Google. That is why I'm asking the question.
Hey, they will respond to that just now. Anyone else who wants to make a submission? Okay, over to the department if you can respond. Oh, yes, sorry, ma'am. Again, if you can also maybe just give your name for the record as well and where you're from.
My name is Tobeka Manjati. I'm from Khayelitsha Masjongane Society.
Right, over to the department.
Good morning. My name is Ronel Maton. Yeah, so how it works is in the city of Cape Town, every library's staff choose their own collection of material. So the city of Cape Town has 2 sources of content. They buy books themselves because City of Cape Town budget for material, and the Provincial Library Service provides them with a budget. And then at meetings that we have monthly, the library staff choose library material. So we take note that there is a shortage of library material. It would be nice to know exactly what subject and theme we can follow up. We do try to encourage libraries to really take note of communities' needs. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. So it's the responsibility for collection development rests with the staff in the library. And the staff in, so like Khayelitsha Library is managed by the City of Cape Town. And I do know that they do have a collection development policy that manages and oversees their collection management.
Yes, I just wanted to add that we do have a selection committee, as Ronel spoke, that's headed by us, and they make recommendations to the librarians. In these would include looking at curriculum of with the WCED, so looking at what schools may require. So that is also included. Then we also have an online book system, which is Libby. But in cases like that, we could also, I mean, that was probably an immediate need. But if people are looking for something that's not in that library, we have an interlibrary loan system where they can then the librarian should be able to say, but we have books on this subject in that and that library, and we can get it for you. So, but yes, it is to speak to the librarians and to tell them their collections are lacking in certain areas.
Any other submissions or inputs? Is there a rule in Cape Town today that we are too humble, or what's the problem? I don't see any hands. I'm wondering whether this is the shortest public hearing in the history of committees. Okay, I'm going to give it another opportunity. Anyone who wants to make an input.
Sorry, Chairperson.
Mhm.
Chairperson, I think as I was coming in, I think that some of the members of the committee are still unsure as to how they can give input. So maybe you can just give them an idea as to what input was given in other sub-regions, like maybe the times that they want to have extended or stuff like that.
Yeah, there's the other public hearings we had, some of the submissions were concerns about when the libraries are open, access to the libraries. We had some feedback in terms of the kind of service that people would like to see from the libraries there. Not all of it necessarily are things that we can deal with in the immediate law. Some of them will come up with in the regulations afterwards that was referred to. Some of them are the kind of inputs that we keep in mind when a strategy is rolled out for particular areas. But this is an opportunity. It helps us to understand what the community wants to see from a library, how a library can assist people in their community. So it differs from area to area, the kind of service that works for people. But please, we are here to learn from you. So don't be shy. Going. Sounds like an auction. Going, gone. Okay, can I suggest then, but there is coffee outside. I think we have done our hearing. Is there anything else the department would like to say? Okay.
Thank you, Chair. From the department side, just in terms of libraries and how we are looking at how the service delivery will be enhanced, we are currently looking, besides the legislation or the bill, to create an almal hub. So almal means in Afrikaans everyone, but it also means in terms of arts, libraries, museums, archives, and language. So we're looking at having programs bringing arts within the libraries, poetry, all of those other activities to make the library services more vibrant. And obviously the Almal Hub will be accustomed to the community's needs and what they need there. So I just wanted to emphasize that as well, Chair. Thank you.
I understand that there is a grouping of members of the public from Mitchell's Plain that was also becoming today. Has anyone arrived? Has the delegation arrived? Are you? Oh, so you are here. So let it be noted that this committee even went to the extent of thinking who else is on their way so that we can. Okay, but what I'm going to suggest, the formal part of the hearing is then over. But can I ask, we're going to be having coffee outside. If I can ask all the members of the committee and ourselves that we, even if we talk interpersonally, it's still going to help us with the job that we have to do. So there is coffee outside. Let's mix and let's talk to one another. And any ideas, any inputs you have there, if you want to, perhaps, if this is too formal for you, let's make use of that opportunity as well. So it's weird, very short meeting. I declare the meeting closed. Let's engage outside. Thank you very much. And thanks for the effort of coming here, even if you were shy. Come all the way here, it's hugely appreciated.